Hi friends, this is Krish the Urban Naxal. Friends, a lot of our lives are lived inside our own heads. We have concepts, we have assumptions about the world which are not necessarily true, and because we don't understand the world the way it actually is, we act in ways that we shouldn't. Naturally, I'm talking about the behavior of flat buyers towards builders. And naturally, I am going to talk about the transaction and the contract and the agreement and the way we deal with builders. A lot of flat buyers are sort of coming from the wrong place in their own heads. They do not understand the real nature of the transaction with a builder. They do not really understand who they are vis-a-vis the builder. With reference to the builder, they do not understand clearly the nature of the transaction that is being proposed, and so they get fooled. They lose money, and sometimes they get fooled, they lose money, and they get nothing in return. Absolutely nothing in return, because they are in the wrong place inside their head. So what I am going to do right now is, I am going to clarify a few points which should be perfectly obvious to everybody. But I know from experience that it is not obvious. And many people, a very large percentage of people, have the wrong idea about what a builder is, about what his powers are, about what his rights are, and about what he is supposed to do for you and what you are supposed to do for him, and what is your place and the place of your money in the grand scheme of things. Let me explain. First of all, a lot of people believe that in some way, vaguely, builders' company is like government. Now, this is a very vague idea. They don't say it in that way, they don't think it exactly in that way, but they think something like this. I am dealing with someone who sells flats worth crores of rupees, many crores of rupees, hundreds of crores of rupees. So I am dealing with someone who is much more important in the scheme of things than I am. He is much more important in the eyes of the government. He is much more important in the eyes of the public. He is more important than me and my family. And his welfare, the builder's welfare, is more important than my welfare. This is a kind of thought process that a lot of people have. They won't say it like this, but when they act, what their actions show is they say, see, naturally the builder is going to safeguard himself. He is never going to be at a loss. I may be at a loss, my family may be at a loss, and it is okay, but builder will not be at a loss. This is the way they think. This is the way they even speak sometimes. And if this is there inside their head, then the sales office guys are going to take advantage of this and are going to say it in the same way. So you will have a lot of sales office guys. Suppose you read the terms and conditions in the application form or in the EOI form, expression of interest form, or in the cost sheet, and it says your amount will be forfeited if you cancel. If you show this to a sales office guy, the sales office guy says, yes sir, but don't worry, those terms and conditions are not for you. So suppose this guy says, you mean to say you won't forfeit my money if I cancel? The sales office guy will say, see sir, the builder has to safeguard himself. Every flat buyer is not honest like you. Some flat buyers will try to fool the builder and will cancel. And therefore we have put these in the terms and conditions that this amount will be forfeited. But don't worry, sir, it is not for you. they will say these things. They say things like, sir, the builder has to deal with thousands of flat buyers like you. We are selling 2.5 million square feet every year. Some such nonsensical figure. And so, sir, we are dealing with thousands. Now, naturally, if we are dealing with thousands, we have to have some terms and conditions. And that is why this forfeiture is in the terms and conditions. This is how a seller explains it to you. Now, what is implied in this? What is implied in this is the welfare and well-being and safety and financial safety of the builder is more important than your financial safety and the safety of flat buyers like you. This is implied in that statement of the sales guy. Now, a lot of people say, yes, of course, I know, agreed. A lot of flat buyers will come and they are not honest like me. Now, this is the wrong place in your head. This is the wrong place to be inside your own head. If you feel that the builder's safety, security, profits, etc. matter much more than your financial safety and security, then you are already in trouble. Or if you feel that your safety and security is one side, but flat buyers as a whole, their safety and security matters less than the safety and financial security of the builder, or the builder's profitability should be guarded even if you make a loss. Even if you have to forfeit 10% of your booking amount, 10% amount, of the total consideration value, this kind of thought process. If you are accepting that thought process in your heart, then boss, you are yourself in trouble because you don't understand the reality. You don't understand the legal reality. You have wrong ideas and you are going to get into trouble. The builder will be very easily able to put you in trouble. So this is wrong idea number one, that builder's profitability is paramount. That when the builder says time is of the essence, they often say that time is of the essence. They only mean time is of the essence when you have to make payment. But they don't mean time is of the essence when they have to give possession of the flat. Their time is not of the essence. Their grace period, more grace period, still more grace period, extension from RERA, 1 year, 2 years, several years extension, everything is okay. So there is something wrong in that thought process. If you, the flat buyer, accept it, please don't accept the wrong ideas. Second, if you have it in your head that somehow they are an authority, builders have an authority because they run companies and you got lot of people working for them and they are doing crores of rupees, hundreds of crores or thousands of crore rupees in business, and they are going and meeting the government officials, getting building permissions. They are doing a lot of activity, they are buying land, they are developing the land. So if you think that their intrinsic worth is more than you, then I am going to correct you on that. See, they are doing all those things for profit. First, remember this. And then I am going to define who is they. When we refer to the builder as they, who are they? So first of all that activity is there for profit only. The only objective in this whole thing is profit. They are not doing it out of social service. They are not doing it as building India. They are not doing it because they want to be part of Narendra Modi's Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and build affordable homes and house the poor. They are not a government department. Keep this in mind because this is important. They are doing it for profit. Now, their profit should not become your loss. They cannot forfeit your amount so that they will earn a profit or avoid a loss. Now, why am I reminding you of this? Because a lot of people will argue like this. They will say, see, sir, you came to our office, you booked a flat, and because you booked a flat, We reserved the flat for you. This is a lie, okay? This is a complete lie. But sales office guys tell you this lie and you are convinced. We reserved the flat for you. So we did not sell the flat to someone else. And therefore you caused a loss to us. Therefore we are forfeiting the amount because it is liquidated damages. Builders will write this into their application forms, or they'll write this into their agreement pro forma and all. Liquidated damages. What is liquidated damages? Oh, you caused harm to us, so we are charging you for the harm that you caused to us by booking. By booking and then cancelling. This is how they try to put it. This is a lie. There are no liquidated damages. They say, on one hand, oh sir, our flats are in demand and people come and buy it. Okay, if the flats are in demand, if there is so much demand that they get booked on day one, then where is the question of any loss to you? You can cancel my booking and sell it to someone. So sometimes they try to make it look like there was this huge loss to them because you cancelled a booking. Sometimes they will make it look like there is so much demand that the flats are all sold out and these are the last two inventories that are left. And they will show you only 2 flats or 3 flats and they will say, sir, this is only the inventory that's left. You have to take this today. The two both cannot be true, right? One of them is true, the other is false. Which one is true? Is it so much in demand? If it is so much in demand, then you are not causing any loss. They can sell their flat. They will sell it within a day. They will sell it within half a day. What is your problem? What is their problem? And they will sell it at a higher price. They keep telling you, sir, today this is the price. Tomorrow onwards the price will increase. Fine. So if you cancel tomorrow, they can sell it at a higher price, right? But no, that they won't accept. The builders won't accept. So the thing that you guys have to remember is this. They are running a sales office. A sales office is like an emporium, okay? A handicrafts emporium, or a place where things are sold, and like an automobile showroom, or like a mall, or like Vijay Sales, electronics. In that sales office, you are free to go, you are free to check, you are free to want to buy. You may choose to, if they impose upon you the need to swipe a booking, even if you booked, you cannot have caused a harm to them because the very purpose of that activity of running that sales office is to sell. So they cannot say you caused us a harm because you came and swiped on that day and then cancelled. Why did you insist on me swiping the token on that same day? Why did you insist on me swiping at the same moment? Why did you say, sir, swipe now, you will never get a chance again? You should have waited, you should have let me wait for a day or two or a week. Let me go, think, come back and let me buy later on. But no, you insisted. No, sir, today is Raksha Bandhan offer. We are giving you an offer. We are giving you 1 lakh off or 5 lakhs off or whatever. Tomorrow onwards the price will change. And sir, this is very limited. The inventory is very limited. So you have to buy now. Otherwise this is gone. What was all that? So when they put all this pressure on you, this is a sales office tactic. And when they use these tactics to make you pay a token and commit yourself on the very same day, the same guys cannot turn around and say they are at a loss. So this is the second point. I'm just giving you these points because these are arguing points. When you speak to them, you are made to feel guilty. The sales office guys or the CRM, the customer relationship management guys, will talk to you and make you feel guilty. They will say, why did you do this? Why did you cancel? You caused us a loss. So they're going to make you feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. You should have these arguments ready. Okay. Now I'm going to give you one more point. There is this assumption, as I said, that the builder, because he's running a large company, is more important than you are. And somehow their word matters more than your word. That what they say matters more than what you say. This is wrong, this is false, and I will tell you the exact opposite. What you say actually matters more than what they say. Now let me explain this to you. Your importance as a buyer is actually more, and what you say is actually much more likely to be true than what they say. Let me explain. See, the builder is a company. What is a company? A company is a corporate entity. A company is a legal person. It's a person in the eyes of law. Whether it's a private limited company or whether it is an LLP company or it is a registered partnership. It is an entity, just like you, and a private entity, not government. Private entity. Okay? Even if it has investors, even if it has hundreds and thousands of investors, say Lodha, even if it is traded on the stock exchange, it is a company. A company is a legal person. A legal person is one person, an imaginary person, like you. Okay? So, Macrotech Developers Limited is one person. So, if it is you, let us say your name is Vipul Shah. Vipul Shah is one person. Macrotech Developers Limited is a second person. And if you two are standing in court, your weightage is exactly the same, not more, not less. In fact, I will tell you that your weightage should be more. Now, unfortunately, courts also are subject to the same illusion. The illusion is that somehow Macrotech is more important than Vipul Shah, the individual. But let me explain why that is not the case. First of all, if this company, let's call it Macrotech for fun, if Macrotech brings out a brochure selling a project, at the bottom of the brochure you will see all the images are representational and should not be considered to be factual, and all that is written in here is representational and imaginary and should not be considered factual. So what are they saying? What they are saying right at the bottom is what we say, what Macrotech company says in this brochure is not to be attributed to Macrotech. What the brochure says should not be connected with Macrotech, the company, even if their logo is there, even if they have authorized it, even if they have signed off on it, even if their own advertisement department, even if their own creative people have made it, even if their own copywriters, okay, hired copywriters, not people on their payroll actually, even if they have made it, even if Abhishek Lodha signed off on that brochure or on the sales literature or on that advertisement, it may be a front page Times of India advertisement. Suppose it says most luxurious amenities in Maharashtra. Suppose it says that. What they are saying at the bottom of that advertisement is this may not be true. None of this may be true. They are not saying it may be 10% false or 20% false. It can be 100% false. Every word, every line, every image can be false. That is what they say. Furthermore, if you go into their agreement pro forma, you will realize they have disclaimers which say every salesman whom you may have met could have lied to you, could potentially have lied to you on all fronts. That is not to be taken as coming from Macrotech or from this builder entity, which we are calling Macrotech for the purpose of discussion. The salesman can lie to you. The advertisement can lie to you. The brochure can lie to you. The allotment letter can lie to you. The cost sheet can lie to you. All of it can be lies. All of it can be wrong. Abhishek Lodha, if he writes you an email before the agreement and then you sign the agreement, what they say in the agreement is Abhishek Lodha can lie to you. The CEO can write an email to you and that could have been a lie. It is not to be taken seriously. The only thing to be taken seriously is the agreement, the registered agreement. Only that can be taken seriously. This is what their agreement pro forma says. Now, do you, the individual, lie as a practice? Do you tell lies? Do you say, oh, I may say something, it doesn't matter. Oh, some family members may say something, it doesn't matter. Oh, my wife may tell you something, it doesn't matter. I am not responsible for what my wife says, what my son says, what my brother says, what my employee says. You may say, oh, no, I sent somebody and he said this, but that doesn't matter. Do you have the guts to say that? No. And it's not about guts. You have the integrity not to say that. You have the personal integrity because you are an individual. So you will never say that. You will always take responsibility. If someone calls me and says, Krish, on such and such a date, this is what you told me in a video, I'll say, is it? He says, Krish, you are contradicting yourself. You have been saying something in one place and saying something else in another place. You are wrong. The least that's going to happen is I'm going to say, okay, either there I am wrong or today what I'm saying is wrong. Let me listen. Let me reply to you. Let me correct myself if I am wrong. Isn't it? However, what does the builder say? The builder says, so there is a disclaimer at the bottom of the brochure. Whatever I said in the brochure can be wrong. So you see, my friends, you are worth more than the builder. You have more value. Your word has more value than the words of a builder company, a builder entity. And in the eyes of the law, you are one legal person, the builder is another legal person. Vipul Shah and Macrotech Limited are exactly at the same level. You are two legal persons. When they say that you should not rely on their salesman, you may not, when their agreement pro forma says this, you may not rely on the words of the salesman. You do not rely on the words of, say, the channel partner, Anarok, or any of those channel partners whom they engage. You may not rely on any letter that anybody may have written you. You may have not rely on anything else. And you are saying, then what are you relying on? And they say, oh, you rely on your own research. You did your own independent research. In fact, I have found writings which say, you may not even rely on what we have declared before RERA, which is the height. But these are the kind of lies. So remember one thing, you are equal parties. Remember your equality. Remember your power as a flat buyer. I am Krish the Urban Naxal, your friend. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan.